Hello. Okay. Welcome once again to the class. Like we discussed in the first video, here we are looking at tricks in solving our section A question under what? Under 30 minutes. Like I said earlier, WAEC is going to give us 60 minutes. We can use half of this to solve the question. That is when we know the right buttons to press, when we know what to do. And the first, we are giving some tricks as to how to do it. We solve question 1 to what? To 20. So today we continue with what? With 21 to 40. And we get everything what? Everything right. Are you okay? Okay. So let's go straight into the question 21. And question 21 is our what? It's our factorization. When you see a question of factorization, let's say the question we have there says what? We have xy plus 5x plus 2y plus 10. I have this. Now, instead of me solving this till I get the answer, I'll go straight away into the possible answers and use multiplication of two binomials to open and see if I will get what? I will get this. If I open, I'm getting this, then I stop. Now, let's try the first one. If you look at the first one, you have x plus 5, that's into bracket, plus 2y plus 10. Now, let's open the bracket. When I multiply x by 2, let me just do the first one so you see how the multiplication of two binomial is done for those who don't know how that is done. So this gives you, I have this, then 2y plus what? Plus 10. Now this will multiply this, and this guy will also what? You take this one and multiply everything here. Then this one also multiplies everything. So this one will go with everything. Then this one goes with what? With everything as well. So let's try. This is what I'm saying. When I multiply x by this gives me 2xy. I don't see any 2xy in this. That answer is wrong. That's not the answer. Then I come to the second one. The second one I have what? I have 2 or x plus 2, then y plus what? Plus 10. When I multiply this and this, I'll get xy. Yes, xy is here. But when I multiply this and this, I'll get what? I'll get 10x. And 10x not here. So that one too is what? Is out. Then I take what? I take the next one, which is x plus 5, then y plus what? 2. When I have these two, this and this will give me what? Will give me xy. It's also there. Then this time this will give me 2x. There's no 2x. They say automatically if the first three is wrong, then the last one should be my what? My answer. Therefore, my answer lies as B. Let's confirm it and see if we will get that. Let's confirm this to see if we will get it. So, like I'm saying, when you practice this on the day, some of these things I want you to confirm. You know that since all the three is wrong, this one is the correct one. Let's try. This and this will give me what? Xy. This and this will give me what? 5x. And you can see the 5x, so I'll continue. Now, this is 2, not 2y. This is 2, not 2y. This and this will give me what? 2y. Then that gives me what? 10. So you see, my answer lies comfortably at what? At D. Okay. Then we come to 22. 22 says that if x is a member of, so we're giving x and we're giving a set of what? A set as 2, 3, 4, and what? And 5. Was it find the truth set? We should find the truth set of 2x plus 1, which is less than what? 8. Find the truth set of this. Like I've said most of the time, when you have a linear inequality, then the answer you get is a range of what? Of values. The answer you get will be a range. It is different from, this is what I'm saying. If I have x equals 1, it is different from x greater than or x less than what? 1. This means that x is exactly what? 1. But this means that x is less than 1. So any number less than 1 will be x. Now how do I solve this? Straight away, I'll let this one cross. So I'll get 2x plus 2x less than 8 minus what? 1. I'll get 2x less than what? 7. So I divide both sides by 2 and I get 2x, or x equals 7 over 2. And that gives me, if you divide 7 into 2, you get 3.5. So x is less than 3.5. Since x is less than 3.5, let's come to the range of values. All those less than 3.5 are the range of answers we are looking for. So this thing here is not the same as x equals 3.5. This means x is exactly what? 3.5. But this means that x can be 2, x can be 3, x can be 3.4. Any number less than 0 to the negative infinities. How do you get a point I'm making here? So when I look at this, my answer will give me what? That means the x will be 2 and what? And 3. 2 and 3. Good. So My answer lies at what? At B. So B is my answer. Then I come to question 23. Now, in question 23, don't repeat the question. Nobody wants to see your question. So straight away, begin your what? Your expansion or removal of brackets. So instead of writing the question to waste time, I'll just write 7x minus, so negative will multiply, open the bracket, that is minus 10x plus, then I get what? No, it's still minus. So minus 3, and this is what? This is greater than or equal to negative what? 9. Okay, this and this will give me negative 3x. This one will cross and get greater than or equal to minus 9, and this one goes become positive plus 3. This gives me negative 3x greater than or equal to negative 6. From here, I know that when I divide through with negative 3, I'm going to get a positive what? 2. But the sign will change. So if I'm solving this, at this point, I'm going to shade x is what? It's less than or equal to positive 2. I'll shade it. I can tell from here. There's no need for me to work everything here. This comes with what? With constant practice. And because we are now learning the process, I want to go through to arrive at this what? Answer. Okay, so from here, I'll divide both sides with what? With negative 3. And one of the properties of the rule here, so that the moment you divide with a negative number, the sign that's what? Changes. So this will give me negative 3x over negative 3. Then I'll get less than or equal to negative 6 over negative what? 3. This will cancel that. This will also what? Cancel that. And that gives me what? X is less than or equal to what? 2. Then I go and shade the answer. But if you do this and you get here, you don't have to. This is not necessary. Nobody looks at this. If you're sure, you just go and shade what? Your answer and you're fine. Good. So let's go. Then we go to question number 24, which are mapping. So find the rule for the mapping. Now here, you don't have to go through the hassle of find the rule, changing x over changing y over changing x and all that. No, you don't have to go and find that. Straight away, try testing the answers with what? With your mapping. So let's try testing them. Let's try testing. We have the first one. X maps onto what? Onto 4x minus 3. Let's pick x equals 2. If I put x equals 2 here, I'll get 4 minus 2. This gives me 8 minus 3, which is 5. Then that 2 was giving what? 11. That means it's not correct. I'll go to the next one. X maps onto 3. What kind of x is that? X maps onto what? Onto 3 minus 4x. I'm picking once again x equals 2 from the domain, because the domain are the what? X values. So I'll get 3 minus 4 into bracket what? Into bracket 2. This gives me 3 minus 8, and that gives me negative what? 5, of which that is also wrong. Then I try the second one, which is the C, which says x maps onto 4x plus what? 3. If x maps onto 4x plus 3, let's still use the 2. So I get 4 into bracket 2 plus 3, and that gives me 8 plus 3. That gives me 11. Okay, the first one confirmed. Let me try the second one, which is 4. So this now I get 4 into bracket 4 plus what? 3. 4 gives me 16 plus 3, which is what? Which is 19. That confirms that the rule is what? Is a C automatically. I'll not even look at the D. This gives me my answer. I'll shade what? C. Now 25 says that find the circumference of a circle whose area is equal to 64 pi cm square. Find the area of a circle. No, find the circumference of a circle whose area is this rather. So we know area, which is don't write area of a circle equals no. Area in this section A equals 64 pi cm squared. Okay, how do we find area? Area is pi r squared, so that will be equal to 64 pi. Then from here, we make r the what? The subject. So we divide both sides by pi. I'll get r squared equals 64 pi divided by what? Pi. If you do this, you don't need to go and nobody wants to see this. So directly from here, I can tell that this pi must cancel that pi. So now I'll get what? I'll get r equals 64. Then from here, what perfect number gives 64? That is 8. Because when you times 8 times 8, or you multiply 8 by 8, you get what? 64. So automatically, I know the radius equals what? Equals 8. I know I'm going to use this to solve. Hope you get the point I'm making here. Good. But for the sake of this, let me do this. So that from here, if I want r, I'm going to find the square root of both sides. The square root of both sides, I'll get square root of that and square root of this. This will cancel that. I'll have what? R equals 8. No, I have this. But if you practice this for long, I don't need to do this. All these ones are not necessary. You don't need to even write this. Nobody needs it. You are saving time. So this tricks comes to what? With practice. If you don't practice, you cannot do this. Okay, so now we have our arc to be equal to what? 8. Now circumference, what's circumference? Our circumference equals 2 pi r. So we have 2 pi times what? Times 8. That will give me 16 pi cm. Hence, my answer is sitting comfortably at where? At B. Okay. Now question 26 does not need any calculation. Which of the following geometric figures is a plane shape for a cube? Now, if you look at the faces of a cube, they are square-like, right? They look like square. So the answer is what? It's a square. You don't have to wait much time on this. So here you have saved time. So you can use that time for other questions. Now, how many lines of symmetry has a rectangle? Now, this is how we saw lines of symmetry. If I have a rectangle, let me use this paper as an example. If I have a rectangle like this, right? This almost looks like a rectangle. And I'm able to fold the rectangle this way such that the sides are equal. So the side you have here, it sits exactly on this. Then this line becomes what? A line of symmetry. And I have this, so I've gotten one. I also do this. And it fits exactly. That means I have how many lines of symmetry? 2 lines of symmetry. So there's 1 line of symmetry on that one. Hence the answer is what? It's 2. So lines are what? Are C. Let's go to question 28. Question 28. Now, question 28 says that a rectangular box of length, a rectangular box of length, so here our length is what? Our length equals 20, and our width was given to be 6, and as the width is given to be 6, the height was given to be what? To be 4. Okay, now, how many cubes of size 2 cm will fit into the box? Now, first of all, let's find the volume of our cube. The volume of our cube equals what? Equals 20 times 4 times what? 6. Now, what is 20 by 6 will give me what? So I get that's 12. So 120 times what? Times 4. And this will give me what? This will give me 0.84. So I have 480. Okay. So 480, let's go. So now let's go and find the volume of one cube and see how many we can fit into this. So here the time we save for those 2 questions can be used for this. Even that will be what? We'll be saving more time from this. So here the volume of a cube equals L cube. Why? Because all the sides are equal. So you multiply length by length by length. Unlike a cube where we multiply length by width by height. So this will give me 2 cube. And 2 cube is what? Is 8. Hence, for me to get the volume, I'm going to divide this by what? By 8. This will go into itself 1 and go how many times? 60. Because 4, 8, 6 is what? It's 48. So that we get 60. Okay, so our answer is, so here, once I have the 6, don't go and write that therefore what? Sister, just go and share your answer. Nobody wants to see this. You understand what I'm saying here? Good. Let's go. So now, we're on question 29. 29 says that the interior angle of a regular polygon is what? Is 120. 120 equals the interior angle of a regular polygon. This is it. This is how we write the interior angle of what? Of a regular polygon. It says 120, no problem. Multiply through with n. You get 120n equals, open your bracket. Don't repeat again. Same time. So open the bracket from here. From here we have what? 180n minus 360. So don't go and repeat this thing again. No, you are wasting time. Just do what? Just open the bracket from there. Let this one cross out. This one comes here. We'll get 360 equals 180 minus what? 180n minus 120 what? N. This gives me 360 minus what? 60n. From here, I know 60 will go to be 6 times. But let's calculate and see. So from here, once you get here, go and share your answer. You know this will cancel. So go and share your answer as well. At 6. Don't wait to solve this one to the end. Nobody wants to see it. If you don't practice for long, you can't do this. This method needs practicing. From now till when the part is written, when you practice, I'm telling you, you can work this thing. It comes with practice. Okay, so from here, I'll get n equals 360 over what? Over 60. If 0 cancels, this goes to itself, 1 goes there 6. So n equals what? 6. I'm going to shade my 6. Are you okay with this? Good. Then question 30, which is about angles. Question 30 is also about what? About angles. Let's go. Let me draw this angle. That is vertex S, point P, Q, and what? R. 112 is the angle here. Good. Now, the question. In the diagram above, the length PS is equal to length SQ. The moment you have this, that means this triangle, which is triangle PSQ, is isosceles. And one property of an isosceles triangle is that two sides are equal. So since two sides are equal, then two angles will be equal. That means if the angle here is A, the angle there also will be A. How do I know that? Because of the fact that the question says that this length is the same as what? That length. So I'll have A plus 112 equals what? Equals 180. So I'll get A equals 180 minus 112. A should be equal to, let's subtract from this. So I just want to do the subtraction for you. So I'll get what? This equals, this will give me, I borrow 1, I get 10. I'll get what? 8. I'm left with a 7 here. When I subtract, I get what? 6. So 68 what? Degree. Now that I know this to be 68 degree, that will be 68 plus 68 plus x to be equal to what? 180. Where 180 is the sum of angles in a what? In a triangle. So I'll get 68 plus 68 plus x equals what? Equals 180. What does this give me? This will give me, so I have 68 plus 68. That gives me 16. So 16, 6 remainder 1. This will give me 12. So 136 degree plus x equals what? Equals 180. I'll get x equals 180 minus 136. So x will give me, when I subtract, let me put it here. That will give me 4. Because I borrowed 1 for, so that's 10. Subtract, I'm left with this one here. I'm left with 7. Subtract 3 from 7, you get what? You get this 44. That means my x is what? Is 44 degree. And the answer is at B. Now, question 31. 31 says that x, y, z is a rectangle triangle with length of sides as shown. So I have this. And once you see a rectangle triangle, that means our Pythagoras theorem is going to work. It's going to work here. So we have 90, and always the side that faces the 90 degree is our what? Is our hypotenuse. So why is my hypotenuse? Z and X can either be my what? My adjacent or opposite, depending on the angle I'm looking at. But like I told you, in DSS, you don't want to give the angle so any one of them can be. But in SS, you don't just choose any of them. You look at the angle and the consideration. We'll do that later for them. So here, from the Pythagoras, we get y squared equals what? Equals x squared plus z squared. But the question wants z squared. That means this guy will cross. So I'll get y squared equals minus x squared equals what? Z squared. So this becomes what? This becomes my answer. Are we okay with that? Okay. Then let's go to the next one. So the answer lies where? If you look at the answer, we have z squared equals y squared minus x squared. That's C. That's C. Let's go to question 32. Question 32. So here, some of the time we have saved is what we are going to use what? To do this. The time we have saved is what we are going to use to do this. Now, express 7 minutes, 30 seconds, 30 what? Seconds. As a percentage of 1 hour, as a percentage of 1, so as a percentage of 1 hour. That means this is what we have. We are going to have 7 minutes. Like the last I told you, that sometimes the answer in the question, we are expressing 7 minutes, 30 seconds as a percentage. So 30 seconds as a percentage of 1 hour. So this is what we are doing. This is what they fact that before they give the answer. Okay, but you see in math, when the units are different, we can't work. No, as a percentage, you have to rather multiply by 100. So this will give me this over 1 hour times 100 as a percentage. And so this is how my expression should be. Okay, so let's go. We are going to change all these guys to seconds because that's the smallest unit here. So I'm going to change 1 hour to second and 7 minutes to also what? Seconds. So let's go. We know that every 60 seconds equals what? Equals 1 minute. Equals 1 minute. So if I have 7 minutes, what do I get? That is 7 times 60. So I'll get 60 by 7, and that gives me what? 420. So this one gives me what? 420. So this gives me 420 seconds. Now I have 420 seconds. Good. Then every 1 hour is also equal to 3,600 what? Seconds. 3,600 seconds. So that means now, since they are all in seconds, I'm going to have what? 420 over 3,600 600 times what? 100. This will cancel that. If we do this calculation to save time, this will go into itself one. It goes here 12.5. You understand? To save time, I could have done that, but to save time. So answer gives me 12.5, and it lies comfortably at what? At B. D. Now 33. 33 too helps you to save time. 33 says that the 0.45 is translated to the point is translated. When we're doing the graph work, I told you that when it comes to transformation, always you add your object plus the what? Translation vector, which is AB, and that will give you your what? Your image. Let's say x1, y1. So this is a formula that can help you. Your object plus the translation translation vector equals what? The image. So we know this. Now let's go into the question. The 0.45 is translated to a 0.31. The 0.45, so this is our object, 45, is translated, so the translation vector we don't know, but they said to a point what? To a point, it became what? It became 3,1. They did this. Okay, now what is the translation vector? We just apply vectors here. Add this to that and equate to that. So I'll get 4 plus A equals what? 3. I know A will be equal to what? 1. So since A equals 1, I can go to my section here and see, okay, I have -1 for A, B I have 1, C I have 1, D I have -1. That means my answer is between who? B and what? And C, because D -1 won't go with that. My answer is between B and C, I'm checking. Okay, this plus that. So I get 5 plus B plus 1 equals 1. I need B. So this one will cross. The moment this one crosses, it's going to give me -4, because I'll get B equals 1 minus 5, and that gives me -4. So I'll check the answers, and B, C is the guy who gives me my answer. So C is 1, -4. That shade C. I don't need to write all this. Like I'm saying, for the purpose of our learning, I'm putting them down. But when you're working, all these things, don't write them. They waste your time. No one will see it. Once you see this 4, your negative, the 1 and the -4, go and do what? Go and shade. Okay, question 34. In the diagram below, triangle QRT. In the diagram below, triangle QRT is an enlargement of. Now, in enlargement and similarities, we always find the scale factor by dividing the image over what? Over the object. So the scale factor, which is K, equals the length of the image over the corresponding length of what? The object. Okay, so let's see our diagram and see if we can do something with this. Let me just try sketch the diagram. So all this is for understanding sake. If you are there, don't go and sketch the diagram. Show you the trick here. Don't go and sketch any diagram. Okay, so T, then we have Q, then we have S, then we have what? R. Okay, so you can see that we are looking at triangle QRT. Triangle QRT. That's the triangle you're looking at, compared to triangle QST. And this, you see, this 90 is facing here, and this 90 is also facing here. So this is, in this triangle, the hypotenuse is this, and in this triangle, the hypotenuse is that. You can see, then that's the corresponding. If you understand your enlargement, you know that the sides that correspond will always move together. That's why I said the length of the image over the corresponding length of the what? Object. So if you look at this, which one is our image and which one is our object? In the diagram below, triangle QRT is the enlargement of, so the bigger triangle becomes our what? Our image. And each side, that is TR, must correspond with what? Must correspond with TQ or QT. Why? Because this is the hypotenuse, that's the hypotenuse, so they correspond. Therefore, if the question asked me to find was which side of the triangle QRT corresponds with what? With QT. Which side correspond with triangle QST? Which side of the bigger triangle corresponds with this? The answer should be what? Should be TR. So TR corresponds with what? With this. Why? Because they are all the hypotenuse. This one is facing hypotenuse. This one is facing the hypotenuse. That is the only way to answer this. So because the hypotenuse goes with the corresponding, hypotenuse must go with what? Hypotenuse. So our answer lies at what? At B, and that is what? TR. Then now we have another enlargement question, and that says that we should find That's question 35. In the diagram above, find a side what? We should find a side EF. In the diagram above, that's figure 1. It's an enlargement of figure what? Figure 2. It's an enlargement of figure 2. Figure 1 is an enlargement of figure 2. Okay. If figure 1 is an enlargement of figure 2, that means figure 2 is our object and figure 1 is our what? Our image. So to find the scale factor, like I said earlier, scale factor equals what? The length of the image over the object. Our image here is 20 over what? Over 5. When we cancel this, we are going to get scale factor to be what? 4. But these guys want the side what? The side EF. And we know that the scale factor K, once again, should be equal to image. So we'll have E prime F prime over E what? EF. We know this to be 4, and we know that to be what? To be 12. They give us this to be 12. And this is what? Is EF. Now, from here, you should go to thought that EF is 3. Because this will come multiply, then to go and divide. And that gives you 3. So that you don't even work this at all. That's what I'm saying. That once you know some of these things, you just have to save your time. But just knowing that this will multiply this, and once this multiply, this will cross and go and divide. And when 4 goes into this, you get 3. Straight away, you go and shade your answer at B as well as 3. Now we are expressing, so 36, we are expressing 4037 as a product of what? As a standard form. So we are expressing that as a standard form. In standard form, these are our original number. So we move our point such that it is in between the first two significant two figures. And if we go to the left, then our power becomes what? Positive. But if we go to the right, our power becomes what? If we go to what? I said the right, the power becomes what? Becomes negative. But to the left, the power becomes what? Positive. So I go 1, 2, 3. That means I'll get 4.037 times 10 to the power. I went to the left, so positive what? 3. So from here, I'll go straight away and shade my answer at what? As C. So I shade as C. 37 requires no calculation, but let's see what I'll go. Which of the following angles can be constructed using the axe at C in the diagram? Using the axe at C in the diagram. You can see that the diagram is the line is perpendicular and it's going that. So that'll be angle of 45. If you're not going to construct 45, you know that once I have my 90 degree, this, and I'm able to bisect this side, the angle here gives me 45 or 45. That's what they've demonstrated here. They have their axe on this line here and they bisected. So that is 45 degrees. Okay. Let's go into this. Now question 30 what? Question 38. Question 38. You're almost done with this. Almost done. Question 38. Given that vector A equals this, so if you read everything, A equals B. Vector A equals what? Vector B. So I have minus 5, 12. Should be equal to what? Should be equal to 10, 12 as well. 10, 12 as well. Now, find the value of what? Of x if that equals. Okay, the question didn't show the x. B equals that and that. Find the value of x if A equals what? Equals B. They didn't show the question well. We don't have the x in the question. So let's move to 39. Don't waste much time. Let's move to 39. But get to know that in your BECE question, there will never be what? A mistake. At times they will do that intentionally. So just do what you know there. Good. But that one is we don't have the x, so we can't find that. Let's go 39. 39 says it's a bearing question, and I have this. So draw the bearing properly. So I have this. I have 40. Then I have what? I have A here. That is my B. Now in the diagram above, the bearing, the bearing of point B from A, bearing of point what? B from A. From A means this is our starting point, our origin. And bearing says always start from the what? From the north till you touch this part.